हेलो एवरीवन आपण मानक मोर यूट्यूब चैनल को स्वागत। तो जदि स्टूडेंट्स आपण मैंने ओटीटी ओएसटीटी जूनियर टीचर रेगुलर हाई स्कूल टीचर कि ओएवीएस निजको प्रिपेयर भल भाव में पेडागोजी करने चाहते ताहले आज भिडियोटी देखिए आपण मानक निहाती जरूरी कहीं आपण मैंने देखूँ ये सब जी मुझे सब नोट बनई से कि आपण मानक निहाती जरूरी आम सब डिस्कसन्स करवा भिडियो को पूरा फास्ट लास्ट पर्यटन देखिए जमा भी मझे स्किप करेंगे ना बुझीपारे तो से लिखाई देखो टुडे क्लास इज वेरी वेरी इंपोर्टेंट क्लास फॉर ऑल कॉम्पिटिटिव स्टूडेंट्स प्लीज कीप पेशेंस when you see the video most important question answer discussion in this video RHT OSSTET OTET OBS এবং জুনিয়র টিচর পাই মধ্য এই সব বিষয়ରୁ क्वेश्चन আসিব। তো आपण মানে ভিডিওটি পুরা ফার্স্ট টু লাস্ট পর্যন্ত ভালো ভাবে দেখিবে এবং চ্যানেল কো মোর লাইক করিবে শেয়ার করিবে এবং সবস্ক্রাইব করিবে। তো চলন্তু ভিডিওটি কো আরম্ভ করিবা। তো স্টুডেন্টস the first question is which major type of learning is learning through consequences? The right answer is operant conditioning. In operant conditioning learning theory, Skinner conducted experiment upon whom operant conditioning learning theory रे Skinner जो experiment करथिले कहा ऊपर experiment करथिले से होचे rat एवं pigeon. What are the components of operant conditioning? Operant conditioning रो components गुडी को कौन कौन reinforcement and punishment. What is reinforcement? A kind of stimulus that aims to increase the behavior. What is punishment? Punishment कौन? A kind of stimulus that causes to decrease the behavior. How many types of reinforcement are there? There are two types of positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement. What is positive reinforcement? Reinforcement which increases behavior by adding pleasant stimulus. What is negative reinforcement? Reinforcement which increases behavior by removing unpleasant stimulus. How many types of punishments are there? There are two types of positive punishment and negative punishment. What is positive punishment? Punishment which decreases behavior by adding unpleasant stimulus. What is negative punishment? Negative punishment कौन? Punishment which decreases behavior by removing pleasant stimulus. How many reinforcement schedules are there? There are two types of reinforcement schedules: continuous reinforcement and partial reinforcement. Which schedule of reinforcement is most effective? Continuous reinforcement. How many types of partial reinforcement schedules are there? There are four types of partial reinforcement schedules. Those are fixed ratio schedule, variable ratio schedule, fixed interval schedule, variable interval schedule. In inactive stage, the child learns through movement or action. In iconic stage, the child learns through images or actions. In symbolic stage, the child learns through abstract symbols. What are the most components of discovery learning? Activation, maintenance, and direction. Scaffolding theory was introduced in 1976 by Jerome Bruner, David Wood, Gail Ross. Concept of spiral curriculum was given by Jerome Bruner. Meaningful verbal learning theory given by David Ausubel. Social learning theory, observational learning theory given by Albert Bandura. Albert Bandura in social learning theory conducted his experiment on Bobo doll. The process of modeling is related with social learning theory. What is modeling? The process of observing and imitating by observation is often called modeling. Which process are involved in the process modeling? Attention, retention, production, motivation, or reinforcement. Insightful learning theory given by Kohler. In insightful learning theory, Kohler conducted experiment on chimpanzee. Cognitive development theory of learning given by cognitive development theory और learning टा कहा द्वारा होची दिया जाइतिला ना जीन पियाजेट. What are the important factors taken into consideration by Piaget in his theory of cognitive development? Maturation, experience, social interaction, and equilibrium. What are the four distinct stages of cognitive development? Sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operational, formal operational. याको मध्य SPCF कहा जाए. SPCF sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operational and formal operational. As per Piaget, the cognitive development takes place in four distinct stages in a discontinuous manner. The already existing knowledge chamber of information as discussed by Piaget is known as schema, categories of knowledge that help us to interpret and understand the world. The process of adding new information to our already existing knowledge is called assimilation. The process of modifying the already existing knowledge called accommodation. The combination of both the process of assimilation and of accommodation is termed as adaptation. What is equilibration in the cognitive theory of development? It is the cognitive balance between the old and new information. According to Piaget, the combining, arranging, recombining and rearranging of behaviors and thoughts into coherent systems is termed as organization. At what age group the children are in the sensory motor stage? 0 to 2 years. At what age group the children are in the pre-operational stage? Pre-operational stage होची 2 to 7 years पर्यंत. At what age group the children are in the concrete operational stage? 7 ରୁ 11 years. 7 ରୁ 11 ବର୍ଷ ପିଲା ହେଉଛନ୍ତି କ'ଣ ନା concrete operational stage ରେ ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି. At what age group the children are in the formal operational stage? Formal operational stage होची 11 ରୁ 16 ବର୍ଷ. What are the characteristics of sensory motor stage? Imitation, learn through senses, object permanence. What are the characteristics of pre-operational stage? Toy age, preschool age, pre-gang age, egocentric behavior, irreversible thinking, lack of conservation, illogical reasoning, intuitive thought generation and animism. What are the characteristics of concrete operational stage? Concrete operational stage which is school age or play age or gang age, logical thinking, conservation achieved, reversible thinking and classification. What are the characteristics of formal operational stage? Formal operational stage ର characteristics କ'ଣ? Abstract thoughts, hypothetical deductive reasoning. What is the opinion of Piaget regarding thought and language? What is the opinion of Piaget regarding thought and language? According to Piaget, first thought, then language. Socio-cultural theory of learning given by Vygotsky. Socio-cultural theory of learning given by Vygotsky. What are the important factors of Vygotsky's socio-cultural theory of cognitive development? Language, society and culture. What are the important concepts given by Vygotsky? Concepts of scaffolding, zone of proximal development, more knowledgeable other, collaborative and cooperative learning, reciprocal teaching, peer tutoring, intersubjectivity. In a Vygotskian classroom, when a small group of classmates work towards reaching a common goal, they are engaging in cooperative learning. Cooperative learning. What is collaborative learning? In collaborative learning, large group of students work together on a given project as a team, and here each student should not only take responsibility for their individual work but also the charge of the progress and the final achievement of the whole project as a team. What is scaffolding? Temporary help is given to a child in learning by their peers, family members, teachers, etc. What is scaffolding? And temporary help is given to a child in learning by their peers, family members, teachers, etc. Giving hints to younger children by more experienced people and providing temporary help when needed is an example of scaffolding. What is reciprocal teaching? Reciprocal teaching refers to an instructional activity in which students become the teacher in small group reading sessions. What is zone of proximal development? Zone of proximal development is the difference between the present level of development attained without anyone's assistance and potential level of development which can be attained under the guidance of more knowledgeable other. MKO. What is MKO? More knowledgeable other. Many may be parents, peer groups, teachers, elders, or computers. According to Vygotsky, the basis of cognitive development depends upon culture, social factors, role of language. Okay, what is the opinion of Vygotsky regarding thought and language? According to Vygotsky, first language, then thought. What are the three types of speech given by Vygotsky? Social speech 0 to 2 years, private speech 3 years, silent inner speech 7 years. Drive theory of learning was given by Clark Hall. Hierarchy of learning was given by R.M. Gagne. What are the 8 types of learning in Gagne's hierarchy of learning? Signal learning, ASR learning, chain learning, verbal associate learning, multiple discrimination, concept learning, rule learning, problem solving from simple to complex order. Hierarchy of needs was given by Abraham Maslow. What are the hierarchy of needs as described by Maslow? Physiological, food and clothing, safety, job security, love and belonging needs, friendship, esteem and self-actualization. Order of needs is from lower to higher. What are the main types of learning curves? Concave and convex learning curves. Concave learning curve is also known as positively accelerated learning curve. Convex learning curve is also known as negatively accelerated learning curve. Concave learning curve, there is slow initial improvement and learning increases with time. Convex learning curve, it depicts rapid initial improvement in learning that slows down with time. What are the factors affecting learning? Age, maturation, intelligence, attitude, interest, motivation, physical environment, and social environment. Humanistic approach or self theory, ideal or self and real self given by Carl Rogers. Carl Rogers' approach believes that a teacher must be a facilitator. Humanistic approach in the learning process believes child-centered approach. The approach stresses on individuality of a child is humanistic approach. What is congruence according to Roger? When a person's ideal self is consistent to their actual experiences. What is incongruence according to Roger? When a person's ideal self is not consistent with what happens in their life. Examples of teacher-centered methods of teaching: lecture method, demonstration method, question answer method, storytelling method, and deductive method. In deductive method, students proceed from rule to example, general to specific. Examples of learner-centered method: playway method, heuristic method, project method, inductive method, problem solving method. Inductive method कौन? In inductive method, child proceeds from simple to complex, specific to general, example to rule. Steps of project method: providing a situation, choosing and proposing, planning, executing, evaluation, and recording. Steps of problem solving method: sensing the problem, interpreting, defining and delimiting the problem, collect the relevant data, organizing and evaluating the data, formulating tentative solution and arriving at the final solution. Who is at the center in the teacher-centered approach of learning? Who is at the center in the teacher-centered approach of learning? Teacher. Who is at the center in the child-centered approach of learning? Child. What is learning-centered approach of learning and who is the center in this approach? In this approach, learner stays motivated and develops creativity and curiosity for learning. Here, knowledge is constructed from experience. This approach helps in fulfilling the social needs of studies. Here learner is at the center. Project method of teaching was given by W.H. Kilpatrick. Project method of teaching given by W.H. Kilpatrick. Play way method of teaching was given by H.C. Cook. Play way method. Kindergarten method of teaching was given by Froebel. Question answer method or Socratic method of teaching was given by Socrates. Lecture method of teaching was given by Aristotle. Lecture method of teaching टा कहा द्वारा हितला Aristotle को द्वारा. Discovery method of teaching was given by Jerome Bruner. Heuristic method of teaching was given by H.E. Armstrong. The next, didactic method of teaching was given by Maria Montessori. The aids which use sense of vision are called visual aids. Example, blackboard, bulletin board, charts, pictures, models, etc. The aids that involve the sense of hearing are called audio aids. Example, radio, recordings, broadcast, talks, etc. The aids which involve the sense of vision as well as hearing are called audio visual aids, TV, computer, LCD, projector, film, projector, etc. Who are the diverse group of learners in an inclusive class? Normal students, learning disabled, girl child, SC, ST, socially and economically disadvantaged groups, gifted learners, talented learners, creative learners. What is inclusive education? Meeting individual differences in general classroom. Basically, how many types of grouping are used while dealing a diverse group of learners? Two types and they are homogeneous grouping, students having same ability, and heterogeneous grouping, students having different abilities. Which type of grouping is best for learners? Heterogeneous grouping. What are the different group methods? Think, pair, share, think, pair, square, circular voices, rotating trios, snowball groups, pyramids, jigsaw, fishball, learning teams, round table, etc. Dyslexia is associated with which disability? Dyslexia गोटे रोग सेटा होची associated with which disability? Reading. Dysgraphia. Dysgraphia is associated with which disability? Writing. Dysgraphia, writing. Dysphasia. Dysphasia is associated with which disability? Language. Dysphasia. Dyspraxia is associated with which disability? Motor. Dyscalculia is associated with which disability? Arithmetical skills. PWD Act 1995 has been replaced by RPWD Act 2016. How many disabilities were included in PWD Act 1995? Answer 7. The number of disabilities included in RPWD Act 2016, 21. What are the 7 disabilities in PWD Act 1995? Blindness, low vision, leprosy, hearing impairment, locomotor disability, mental retardation and mental illness. What are the 21 disabilities in PWD Act 1995? Blindness, low vision, leprosy, cured persons, hearing impairment, deaf and hard of hearing, locomotor disability, dwarfism, intellectual disability, mental illness, ऑटिज्म स्पेक्ट्रम डिजॉर्डर सेरिब्रल पैल्सी मस्कुलर डिस्ट्रोफी chronic neurological condition specific learning disability multiple sclerosis speech and language disability thalassemia hemophilia sickle cell disease multiple disabilities including deaf blindness acid attack victims and Parkinson's disease. Creativity is associated with divergent thinking. What are the elements of creativity? Fluency, flexibility, originality, elaboration, sensitivity. What are the stages of creative thinking? Preparation, incubation, illumination, verification. What are the special techniques used for fostering creativity? Brainstorming, lateral thinking, and synaptics. What are the 5 kinds of contents in 3D model of intelligence? Visual, auditory, symbolic, semantic, behavioral. What are the 6 kinds of products in 3D model of intelligence? Units, classes, relations, systems, transformations, and implications. Who is the father of intelligence testing? Alfred Binet. The concept of emotional intelligence in 1995 was popularized by whom? Daniel Goleman. Who first coined the term intelligence quotient? William Stern. Who gave the formula to derive intelligence quotient IQ? Louis Terman. What is the formula for IQ? IQ is equal to MA by CA into 100. Who has gave the concept of MA or mental age? Alfred Binet. Who conducted the first intelligence test? Binet and Simon. Where did Binet and Simon conducted the first intelligence test? At Stanford University. What did Binet and Simon test measures? General intelligence. Simon intelligence test was the first intelligence test developed by Simon in the year 1905. The triarchic theory of intelligence was given by Sternberg. What are the 3 types of intelligence described by Sternberg? Practical or contextual intelligence, creative or experiential intelligence, or componential intelligence. The group factor theory of intelligence was given by Thurston. The multi-factor theory of intelligence was given by E.L. Thorndike. The concept of social, concrete, and abstract intelligence was given by whom? E.L. Thorndike. The theory of multiple intelligence was given by Howard Gardner. In the theory of multiple intelligence, Gardner discussed about how many intelligence? 8 types. What are the 8 types of intelligence of the theory of multiple intelligence? Spatial intelligence, bodily kinesthetic, musical, linguistic, logical, mathematical, interpersonal, intrapersonal, and naturalistic. The 3D model of intelligence or structure of intellect model was given by J.P. Guilford. What are the 3 dimensions of 3D model of intelligence? Operation, content, and product. What are the 6 kinds of operations in 3D model of intelligence? Cognition, memory recording, memory retention, divergent production, convergent production, and evaluation. What are the 6 kinds of products in 3D model of intelligence? Units, classes, relations, systems, transformations, and implications. How many types of intelligence are there in the 3D model of intelligence given by Guilford? 180 type. तो स्टूडेंट्स आज आम बहुत सारा क्वेश्चन आंसर सब वेरी वेरी इंपोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन आंसर सब डिस्कशन्स कलु होची आज वीडियो रे। आज जब भिडियोटी आपको भल लगी ताले मोर चैनल को निहाती लाइक करेंगे, शेयर करेंगे एवं सब्सक्राइब करेंगे। आहरी एमती भल भल वीडियो सब नहीं आसबि। आहरी बहुत सारा वीडियो बाकी अच्छी, बहुत सारा क्वेश्चन आंसर सब बाकी अच्छी, से सब नहीं आसबि मोर नेक्स्ट वीडियो रे। तो मत विदाय दिंतु, रोची। धन्यवाद। जय जगन्नाथ।